guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Deck Guys. I'm Daniel McCarthy, Stronger by the Mile, and we also have the Trucking Review channel. How are you doing today?
Good. Just wonderful. Thanks everybody for being here and helping us keep our finger on the pulse of the nation with Datboard. You ready to go over this, mister?
I am ready when you are. If you want, we'll go ahead and jump into it. We'll start out with the reefer. We'll look at the loads in versus the loads out. Last time we did this, unfortunately, and fortunately, we did it on weekend so people could see what the boards look like. Now we're doing it. Today is Thursday, I believe.
It is, yes.
It's hard to keep the days track as a truck driver,
We're not trying to give everybody a forecast so they can go out and get a load. We're trying. We've had a few comments along that vein. That would be nice if we could do that every day, but we're just trying to show you what you can do with this operation.
The value of it.
Yes.
Okay, with reefer rates right now, since it's food and we have a pandemic going on right now, reefer should be probably one of the stronger platforms. Right now, if you look at the board, Alabama, right at the top, 327 loads going in, 62 loads coming out. Arizona has 353 loads going in, 243 loads going out. It's not, the numbers aren't as high as what they should be for this time of year. Produce season, everything's starting to kick off, but at least there is some freight coming out of there. But if you scroll down and you look at, say, Georgia right now, 554 loads going in, 316 loads going out. It's just it's not as strong as it should be. The warehouses are catching up. I've been to, I don't know, probably 10 Walmarts over the last 2 weeks, and I haven't seen the shelves empty of food other than certain, like instant noodles, some of the meats, toilet paper, bathroom products, sanitizing. So it's not the entire stores that are closed. It's the food, some of the food sections, some of the paper sections. But any state stand out to you, Mr. Trucking Review Channel, in this volume for the reefer?
No, nothing is exciting me, and I'm talking to people that the rates are looking really dismal now. I did see that. A news article about what you were just saying about the stores being filled up and DC starting to fill up, and that the buying patterns of Americans are changing now because they're getting bought in, and so there's a huge catch up, like you keep saying, it's a catch up. I mean, Ohio with 568 in and 323 out, that's one of the most prolific states in the nation. Really, I mean, California still is a little bit ahead, but it is produce season. But a few days ago, California was dismal. I mean, from Friday till today, it's been dismal.
It has been. One thing I did want to point out is Washington on the reefer loads has 316 loads going in, 582 loads coming out. I think, hay, cherries, apples, stuff like that is going to be shipping up there if they're still open. Once you get to the east side of the mountains, away from Seattle, so they're still going to have a lot of produce shipping up there. But normally you still have more loads going in than coming out. So I'm kind of surprised to see that many loads coming out versus what's going in. But I'm guessing a lot of people don't want to go up to Washington because it was such a hot spot for so long with the coronavirus.
Well, and also it's like I was talking to you about the kind of staples that people do buy in. I mean, I have a freezer full of meat, right? But what is my storage type food? Beans, potatoes, things that are actually grown in Washington and Oregon, right?
Right.
So that. Go ahead.
Texas is looking horrible. 980 going in and 565 coming out. And I'm sitting in Texas right now, and it's still a very busy state right now. So.
Would you like to look at some rates in Texas? Because Texas rates have never been spectacular, but it's been a decent volume state. Would you like to look at that?
I would like to see how Dallas-Fort Worth area is doing right now.
Let's bring that up and change this to Dallas. Apparently all the children at home are stealing all the wave bands, and it's like just everything's slow.
They are. It took 6 hours to load a video last time.
Okay, we'll look at 150 miles there. I'm going to change that down to 50 miles around Dallas. Let's switch it over to reefer. And let's just go with full loads, okay? Last week's partial thing just threw me for a wrench there. Okay. Oh, here they come. Here they come. Now, you was telling me last week about there's the offer price, and then to the right, is that where you was talking about where you could make your bid?
That's where they have the offer, and then they have where it shows how much that freight has been moving for a 15-day average.
Okay, so Daniel, I have brought up 50 miles radius of Dallas. It says there's 42 loads and 7 exact. There's more, but that's what I've got right here, right? So let's look at something going from Dallas, Texas to Portland, Oregon. It's 2,100 miles for a reefer. It's 35,000 pounds full load. It's got a check mark, so you can factor it. Their credit score is 95. Okay.
It's really nice that DAT has done the work with these brokers, and they, if you factor a load or you haul a load and you factor through DAT, and a broker doesn't pay you, the DAT will actually be your collection agency and go after the money for you.
Now, as an old school trucker, I never used a factoring company, but I can tell you that I have lost a ton of money over the years to companies going out of business, companies changing their DOT numbers. I mean, they're still in business under a new name, new DOT number, but they're filing bankruptcy on the old one. There wasn't nothing you could do about it, You just lost. I really like that. If I was to go into it again, if it didn't have a green check mark, I wouldn't be doing business with them. What kind of fee does that have in their factoring? Does it fluctuate?
I would have to check with it. I don't want to speak out of turn and put myself on liar's corner. I think it was around 3%, but I would definitely have to check. It might be 3, 4. It just depends.
I had checked several years ago, and it was between 3 and 4% at that time. But you've done it closer to today's date. And I think it can fluctuate for different reasons and different deals for different people depending on what you're doing.
Right.
So let's look at this loads. Okay, it's been on here for 9 hours. The offer's $3,300. The 7-day average is $3,600. Okay. You want to do the math real quick? You want me to do it?
I can do it real fast. 3,300.
Yep, 3,300 is they're asking. I mean, they're going to go higher, right? They're going to go 34, but we'll say 33.
What's the mileage?
2126.
You're looking at $1.55 a mile.
$1.55 a mile to go to Portland, where there are some loads out.
There are some loads out.
So you could, want to look over at Portland?
Yeah, let's check out Portland. That way we get a good return load out of there. What's the weight on that load?
32,000, I believe is what it said. 35,000.
35?
Yeah. All right, so this will be a totally new search. And once again, the children are playing. New search. Okay. Come on, guys. I mean, $1.55's not going to make everybody happy. But $1.55 would keep me in business. And if I got upset and went home and because freight's not doing so great, but now I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't go to Portland, Daniel.
That's why you want to do your due diligence, and you want to look at the return loads of the areas that you're going into.
Yeah, this ain't great here. Okay, in Portland we have 2 loads, Daniel. That's all that's propagating is 2 loads.
What's the area?
Oh, well, I got it on 50 miles. Let me. Can I set that out from here? Let me set it out. Let me edit that. Thank goodness
for that area, I would definitely set it out 200.
Back to 150 or something. Yeah. Yeah, let's set that out to 200. Boy,
you also want to capture the Washington freight as well as south of Portland.
That's correct, yeah. All right, now we have 21 loads coming up, so that's great.
And another thing that you can use this tool too, if you're hauling reefer, you got to remember that a lot of times you can haul drive-in freight too.
That's
so
true.
It makes sense to go up there for the people watching this. You also want to check and see what kind of drive-in freight there's there. If you need to make a quick phone call, if there's something good coming out of the area, see if they'll load it on the reefer. Ask them if you have an older reefer, you might not have a space saver, so you need to know how wide your trailer floor is. So that's just a little tip too to help you get out of a bad area.
Well, darn Daniel, this is still awful. A lot of these loads are going into British Columbia. There's no offer on anything but 2 loads right here, and they're little short ones going up, to Bellevue, Washington, or whatever. They're not paying anything. Wow. Okay, so we know that if we're in Dallas, we don't want to take that load to Oregon.
All right. So since we're on the topic of a reefer, why don't we switch over and look at the volume for drive-in?
Okay. Let's do that. Let's see.
See, right now, it looks like drive-in's got a little bit better volume.
We can triangulate that and say, well, we're not a reefer anymore. We are a drive-in in Portland now.
We can do that. Oregon right now for drive-in has 609 loads going in. And we're looking at about 545 coming out with Oregon. But you're right there on the border of Washington, so you also want to look at that. Washington right now has 1,042 loads going in, 883 going out. So if you have a reefer, there's a good chance that you can get out, pull and drive in.
Well, Daniel, so many of these do not have that factoring check mark.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. They could be a new broker. Is there a credit score listed?
The ones that don't, some of them still have a 95, but no check mark. But here's one with a credit score of 64.
Yeah, I would try to stay away.
I never would take anyone under 88. I just wouldn't.
No.
And there are quite a few that are lower. I wonder if those new authorities or new brokerages, do they got to work their way up to a trustworthy position?
They could be brand new, or they could be new to the DAT system too.
Okay.
So they could still be in business for a while. And maybe we should cover how to check the brokerage's credit rating in maybe the next episode or so. Not using the DAT board, because it's good to be able to do that. And later on, we can also show them how to check to see if the broker has a bond that's been acted on and stuff like that.
Where was it we checked those moving averages at? Was it right here? Trends, right?
Yeah, the trend lines.
Yeah. It's gonna keep falling, and we know that it's not a true snapshot because of that year to date. But I actually read a Datboard article this morning about it. Let's see. So I think we should just look at for this month, right?
Yeah, that's what I would look at.
Yeah.
This month versus last week. This week versus last week.
Well, spot truck poster up 12%, it says, for the week. But spot load poster down 38%. What does that mean exactly?
The spot load rates.
Mm-hmm.
Load
yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's how many loads have been posted this week versus last week. Then the truck postings is truck drivers posting their truck to try to find loads.
There are more trucks posted now.
Right.
Exactly.
So there's going to be more trucks posted when the load volume comes down.
Okay, yeah. Wow, flatbed's really looking bad. I'm glad you got a load today, Daniel.
I did. A very hot load. It felt like it was 100 outside with the humidity.
Fuel prices are still falling, but I've seen that today they made a deal with OPEC for 10 million barrels, but there's already like 17 ships coming from Saudi this way. Let's look over here at the trucker. Have you ever checked out the trucker, Daniel?
I have been over to the trucker. I like their articles. They do a really good job of keeping up with current situations and stuff like that. I like the website.
They bring a lot of different people from different venues into one area, sort of like FreightWaves does also. But the trucker, it's the newsletter that you see in the TA truck stop that's been around forever. This is their digital format. It's not as well known as the newspaper, of course.
Right.
But they're on here talking about FCMSA extending hours of service again through May 15th. It's quite a diverse publication.
I wanted to go on there today, and I haven't had a chance. Do they have an article on there about Utah's geofencing with trucks right now?
I don't know if it was on here or not. Let me search through it. Let's see. They're talking about Indiana's letting food trucks in the rest areas. That's to feed truckers because they got to get their food.
Right.
Somebody's asking Congress for $50 billion. I don't see anything about the Utah. Now, you were talking about the geofencing article that we were talking?
Yeah, I can go over that real fast. Give you an idea of what it is. The state of Utah, as of Friday, will be monitoring all traffic coming through the state of Utah. This applies to truckers as well as cars. Unless the way it's going to work is when a car or a truck crosses the state line into Utah, you're going to expect be like we're trying to monitor the spread and prevention of the COVID-19.
Now, if you're going to be keeping on moving through the state, I guess you have to tell them that you're going to be staying overnight or something. Are they going to come out and look for you?
Exactly what's going to happen here in a few days, because I believe my route is taking me through Utah. So.
Oh, you can do a video on this. All right. So I'm over here on the Amazon website, and because I seen that they was going to be suspending delivery services with competing with UPS and FedEx. I guess that they've run into a demand issue, and you remember how when Amazon stopped using FedEx stock fell 45%. And so now they're going to be using FedEx again because of the glut in the market. And FedEx actually went up 7% yesterday afternoon, but now it's down a little bit again.
Yeah, because Amazon was doing a big push to do everything in-house, right? They were trying to cut out a lot of the contractors like UPS.
I don't know if I was FedEx, I'd want to work with them at this point.
Right.
You know,
I could definitely see that, but given the state of the union, you got to step up and swallow your pride on that.
I bet that's what they do, is step up and say, oh, well, it's for the betterment of humanity, right? But overall, and I forgot to mention this to you. Bernie Sanders dropped out of the presidential race, and did you see that the stock market soared?
I did see that. It did go up quite a bit when he announced that he was coming out.
Yeah, I was. Well, the S&P is up 1.45%, and the Dow is up 1.22%. I mean, this isn't huge, but it is a lift for someone. If someone was wanting to sell on the bounce, now would be the time.
The NASDAQ is almost there. It almost got it, and it's at 0.77%.
It is. Yeah.
The poor little guy's just trying to keep up.
He has a hard time.
He does.
And I think that the Federal Reserve is temporarily loosening its control over banks so that they would hopefully lend more money to small business that may not be able to get a loan otherwise.
Right.
And
they're definitely trying to hedge the surge of bankruptcies that is almost foreshadowing at the moment.
And to touch on what we were talking about earlier, and this is a big deal, a really big deal, is that if right now, I mean, the average truck, you know, whatever your cost is, if it's 50 cents a mile or 75 cents a mile, if you had to break even, if you paid for your fuel and paid for your truck, paid for your maintenance, and ate, would you run freight right now?
I would. It would be a lot better to keep the business open and running than going home and not replacing the income that I'm going to be spending while I'm at the house.
If I park for a month or 2 months or however long I have to park and not haul cheap freight, I'm going to go into my savings. And you could really eat some savings up over the course of a month or two. I mean, yeah, there are some wonderful programs out there where you can put your payments on the back, but you're still going to have those insurance for the truck, and all of that's still going to come due.
Yeah. And see, one of the name of, I hate calling trucking a game, but everyone calls it. It's not how much you make in trucking, it's how much you can keep. And if you go home for 2 weeks, 2 months, 1 month, you're spending money that you're not going to be replacing. So you're actually losing money. It's better to keep what you have in savings and keep your business at a break even than it is to go home and, you know, miss out on those funds. And because you're right, you're going to tip into your savings.
That's what I think too, Daniel. Well, we should probably wrap this up here unless there's anything else you want to get into.
No. Unless anyone wants to check this out, they can definitely check the link in the description. They get 30 days on DAT's dime, and they can try it out. Also, we'll put a link down in the bottom to the trucker in the description. I think that'll be good. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. But thanks for tuning in with the Trucking Review channel and myself, Stronger by the Mile. We got to keep our hands on the pulse of this nation, and this is how we do it, through the stock market and the freight market.
All right, Daniel. You have a good week, and I'll talk to you later.
That'll work. Be good, guys.
Bye-bye.